If you've been struggling with a low thyroid, this video is for you. I've got 10 tips how to boost up that thyroid power, that thyroid gland, if you have a low thyroid function. Okay, tip number 1 is you want to stop eating after dark. Now this is really important because this is related now to your leptin resistance, and it's something that often is the precursor to developing thyroid issues to begin with, because when you've got leptin resistance, it increases something called reverse T3, which is going to inhibit your proper production of your active thyroid hormone. So this becomes really important. Stop eating after dark so that you have your proper leptin secretion as you're sleeping. Okay, tip number 2 for a low thyroid is to eat a big breakfast. This also ties into your leptin signaling, your circadian biology for the day, which, believe it or not, yes, you need to have a healthy breakfast to stimulate your microbiome and all of the circadian clocks in your entire system. And this is really important, to eat a healthy breakfast, get that metabolism going for the day. It will help your energy levels, because you know when your thyroid is low, your energy levels could be a little bit compromised, so you want to eat that healthy breakfast to get going to start your day. Okay, tip number 3 for a low thyroid is to lower your carbohydrate intake. And I'm talking about refined carbs. Carbohydrates, you do need a little bit when your thyroid is low to help to activate your metabolism, but if you're overdoing it with the sweets and the unhealthy carbs, they're more refined carbohydrates, this is really going to have an impact in a negative way on your proper thyroid metabolism. Okay, tip number 4, you've got to lower your EMF exposure and your blue light toxicity. So artificial light, screen time, Wi-Fi, and your cell phone. I mean, these EMFs are going to compromise that proper thyroid functioning. And if you think about it, your cell phone, for instance, if you take a call and you actually answer it close to what? To your brain and to your thyroid, and this is your proper regulation of that thyroid gland, will not be optimized. Okay, tip number 5 is to avoid fluoride and bromine and chlorine. And these are known as the halogens. And the halogens are going to be displacing another halogen, which is a very important one for your thyroid, your iodine. And this is important because we know that iodine is what in fact makes our active thyroid hormone. It's going to be displaced when we're exposed to some of these other halogens. So fluoride, we know in dental products and in our toothpaste, and chlorine could be in bleach, it could be in swimming pools. So making sure that we're avoiding these is going to be really important. Okay, tip number 6 is to eat more seafood and seaweed. And this is because it's loaded with what? It's loaded with iodine, of course, which is important to make our active thyroid hormone. Okay, tip number 7 is to embrace the cold and some cold exposure. So whether that's cold showers, ice dunks, swimming in cold water, this becomes really important. Even just using ice packs on your body, that's going to help with your leptin signaling and really does help with your overall metabolism, helping to build more brown fat, which is metabolically going to create more body heat to help to keep you warm, because you often feel very cold when your thyroid is not performing optimally. Okay, tip number 8 for low thyroid is to do some movement. But at the beginning, when you're first fixing your hormones and that leptin resistance, you don't want to do heavy exercise. So a walk is great, some yoga, fantastic as well, but some form of movement is important for blood flow, which is important for that blood flow through the thyroid as well. Okay, tip number 9 is to do some thyroid hydrotherapy. So what you're going to do here is get a bowl of hot water and a bowl of cold water and 2 face cloths. And you're going to start with the hot water, dip your face cloth in there, and then wring it out and apply it to the thyroid. You're going to leave it there for about a minute and a half. Then you're going to quickly switch over to the cold one, wring it out, and put the cold one on the thyroid. And you're going to go back and forth, always ending with the cold, and you're doing that 3 times. And what this is doing, it's setting up more blood flow and that pumping of blood through the hot and the cold to help to stimulate that actual function of your thyroid gland. It is amazing. You've got to try it. And tip number 10, something that you may have not made a correlation with, but in terms of our chakras, our energy medicine, and our voice of expression comes from the throat chakra, and this is really important in terms of thyroid function. And what I've seen in so many of my patients over the years is a correlation here between not being able to speak your truth and speaking up for yourself, and how that actually will shut down the proper functioning of your thyroid. So really voicing what is inside you in a happy and healthy way, of course, is going to be really helpful for your thyroid gland. Now, I mentioned that EMF exposure and how this can shut down the thyroid. I want you to check out my other video about EMFs, 10 tips to drastically reduce EMF exposure. I'll see you there.